Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so getting out the house, of course, going down to Target, the local one. They've made it a little more difficult for me to just want to go to the train station, because now you not only have to tap in to get on the train, but when you come out of North Hollywood Station, you got to tap out. It costs to go in, it costs to go out starting on Tuesday. So that's going to affect a lot of what I do in terms of just leisurely going to Hollywood. Kind of takes that option and make it much more expensive to do so. So although that's not a problem today, since it is Sunday, I'm going to stay on this side of town because I got Bible study in 2 hours, so I don't want to miss that. But I do want to walk down to Target to grab a few things and just try to make a day of it. Yesterday I stayed in and did a lot of studying for the basketball draft that's coming up next month. Spent a good portion of my time working on a playlist as well, the K-List 383, which I think is a pretty good one. Watched the Pacers lose their third straight game, just watching my entire prediction for them. You know, it's just trying to manage the money. Since I bought them expensive shoes, I don't really have the cash to be doing all the stuff that I normally like to do. And I've run out of free fares, so it's like hopping on the train is going to cost to do anything. And so rather than to waste money moving around like that, figured I'd just make it work in the house. So that's what I've been doing, you know, just trying to be good in regards to my spending. And so that's really what it is right now. I'm just mindful that I just got to be on top of that. So yeah, man, it's been a good couple of days. I haven't had any complaints. Ain't really been feeling particularly bad. Just a little frustrated about that situation with the train station, to be honest with you. That is really frustrating when you consider they want to make people pay to leave. And I don't quite know how that's going to work, because I don't think they have inside machines as it pertains to what you pay for. So let's say somebody's fare runs out on the way there. When they get all the way to the train station, what happens? They're not allowed to leave. You get a ticket for leaving. How do they enforce that? Do you allow me to, or escort me over to the machine, which is outside of the tap zone, thus making it so that, you know, people could make a mad dash for it? You know, try to run up the stairs. Or you're gonna make them pay to leave, and then what do we do? Walk back in to tap in so that you allow us to tap out? I just don't think it really, I don't really think it makes any sense. You know what I mean? If you're trying to ID people, that's one thing, but charging them to leave, not only is that unfair, but it seems rather difficult to enforce. See, what happens when they can't pay to leave? Do you make them get back on the train and go somewhere else, or you gonna give them a ticket for wanting to leave? What if I say, okay, well, this isn't my final destination? Do I have to tap again? Like, it doesn't quite make any sense. And they want to enforce it, and I don't really know why. And I don't think they're enforcing it at every train station, maybe just at the final exits, which is really unfair to a lot of people who only have to go one stop and come back, that kind of thing. Does it make sense just to get off at the station before that and walk Lincolnshire for somebody like myself who doesn't mind walking? It's a long way, but to keep from having to double pay, it might be the best option. I just don't really know what the hell they're doing at the North Hollywood station, but I do think that it's rather inconvenient for me personally, who likes to take the train leisurely. It's one of the best things I've liked about living on this side of town. So now that I know I have to pay to come in, pay to come out, if I go out on the other end, I gotta pay to come in. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I go to downtown LA, you're tapping to go everywhere. It's $1.20 something everywhere you go, only to find myself when I get home, before I can get to my home station, I gotta pay them fares amount just to leave the station. It's really unfair to a lot of us, to everybody who has to deal with that. That's absolutely unfair, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think anybody likes it. So it's up for the people who are making the money off of it. And so that's one thing that I think the devil's trying to frustrate me and keep me on this side of town more than I'd like to be, keep me from being able to do all the exercise I like to do, going to Hollywood and all of that, one of the things I most enjoy. So I just feel like it's a personal spiritual attack on me. That's how I look at it. But we just deal with it, man. I'm sure the Lord has a plan. And so that's what it is. But as far as everything else, man, I just been doing my thing. Like I said, the art has been coming to me rather easily. I've been enjoying that. Basketball, enjoying the games, you know, seeing how my guy Kyrie Irving is on a winning team right now, looking like he's getting ready to go to the finals. If he can win the next 2 basketball games or find a way to get 2 more wins against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he'll be in there. And of course, naturally, as the enemy works, there's reports being released on him and his alleged gang affiliations. I was watching Cam Capone news, and some bodyguard got up there and made sure he reiterated several times that Kyrie Irving threw up gang signs in a situation with him once upon a time. And it's just, and you got everybody in the comment section confirming or denying what they believe. Who knows who these people actually are behind the screen? I just think it's the same enemy trying to attack somebody that's of God when they're doing well, you know, however you want to slice it. I'm not saying Kyrie Irving may not be affiliated to whomever, however, but obviously that's not his brand. Obviously that's not what he's about. The negativity that comes with that, it's not something that he wants attached to his name. And here he is doing as well as he's ever done. And now the information comes out. When it looks like he's not likely to fail, here comes this individual ready to give Kyrie Irving something that'll smear his name, or at least snatch away some of his joy, or sully his name in the eyes of people who really respect him. Because he knows, we all know that a lot of people who support Kyrie Irving do not understand anything positive could come from being affiliated with gangs. If anything, that's a sully on your name in his community, in the Hebrew Israelite community and all that. And those who are very positive, they're not going to see the positive spin, how a person can both have themselves involved in anything like that and still be a credible source from which to gain positive energy. So that's what they're trying to do. Whoever's got their hand up that security guard's back, and I know it's somebody. You check his bank account, you'll find some money in there. I'm sure it comes from somewhere. The same people that Kyrie Irving made angry by telling all of us to pay attention to the Hebrews to Negroes documentary and books are likely trying to sully his name because they just can't stand him doing well. You know what I mean? That's literally what it is. That's the same energy that I expect is coming right now toward the people of Palestine and Rafah. Same spirit, same people. Now that there's been reports of all of this different success coming to the Palestinians, they got people turning on Israel in regards to this movement that they're doing against Palestine. It's all different types of stuff pointing and things getting the awareness being spread even more so. People walking away from Israel in regards to countries like Ireland are turning away from them. You know, Canada is now starting to say certain things. They're starting to moonwalk. You know, the ICC said that they're going to now come down on these guys and try to arrest the president, Netanyahu, there. Now, all of a sudden, they're bombing refugee camps in Rafah, seeing footage of some of the most horrific things you've seen happen about an hour and a half ago. Literally an hour and a half ago. Like, as soon as anything good look like it's about to happen for their enemies, all of a sudden something conveniently falls into place for them, or they just do something ridiculously horrific. It's the same energy, man. I'm telling you, I know what it is. And the people that Kyrie pissed off just happen to be the same people doing this. To be completely honest with you. And they showed me that last year when they were continuing to make him apologize for the same thing over and over again. It's the same insecure ass Zionists. Same ones. He's the one that open a lot of our eyes to what it is that they're really about. And their actions thereafter did the rest. But it is what it is, man. They have a complex about being apologized to, and they have a complex about, when being held accountable, striking back in some obnoxious and evil ways. And so as I see that happen, and I see this released on Kyrie, I just realize it's just the same angry, insecure, baby-killing monsters invoking their many prongs of retaliation in different directions at the same time. It's exactly what it is. And so, you know, as a person of God, I pray about it. I pray about all of these things. And I just understand that we're dealing with heaven, with hell on earth, with these devil Zionists who've been really having a stranglehold on everything we know is normal in this Western world for as long as we've been alive, and much further back than that. A lot of what it is that we've been hinting around, that we sense there's no good and bad energy, riddled in bad energy, is culture they created so that they can control things the way that they do. And as we move in a direction where they're starting to be revealed to us more and more, there's no need to even separate what it is that we see when you know that it's coming from the same place. And so that's what I'm telling everybody who watches me. We're not confused. Same people who are angry at Kyrie, who tried to give him the blues and sent him to Dallas just to fail, and are angry at him now for being successful in the situation that they sent him to, basically to fail. That was really what it is. They didn't want to send him to where he wanted to go because they must not let someone that they have their finger on have any happiness when that person is clearly shown that they don't respect the authority that they have. Kyrie showed them that he didn't respect their authority, so they called themselves humbling him and then sending him anywhere other than where he wanted to go. And now God has blessed him with success in that place. They hate it, and so they want to give him hell for it somehow, and this is the best thing they can come up with, because he's been a model citizen in Dallas. He's been playing basketball. He ain't had no issues. He ain't been walking away from the game or doing nothing that would hurt himself. He ain't said nothing weird or none of that. So here they come out saying, oh, look at him. He's this gang member. That man is doing this. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And unfortunately, I found out that Nike is, in fact, part of the problem. I bought them damn Nikes not knowing, but now a couple days after I buy them, I find out these guys are now allowing people to customize Free Palestine shoes. So that just tells you who they are, whose side they're on. Israel's side of the game. If you want to customize pro-Israel nonsense, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have no problem making blue and white shoes. But they're letting you know that just like most corporations in this earth, they're run by the Zionists and or in compliance with Zionist nonsense. So, you know, I just ask for the Lord to help us overcome what comes with that. You know, I can't even buy shoes I like to buy because it's owned by the evil bastards that killing children in real time, and you know what I mean, or under their thumb in such a way where they might as well be owned by them. Just like our government, just like everything else that we purchase, everything that we've ever enjoyed, more or less has $1 or $2 invested in it by the Zionists, or is controlled somehow by the Zionists. So it's not, you can boycott to the best of your ability, but eventually you're just going to get cornered and realizing that you can't even make a transaction in a bank without these assholes having their evil fangs sunk into that transaction. So a lot of what we need to do, we're going to have to create the opportunities, create the avenues from which to effectively do so, because at the end of the day, they're firmly in control of everything, from our government to our police force, to our travel plans, to our food outlets, everything, man. It's all bad and it's all them. So, you know what I mean? They just get to take everything that we are and invest in the evil that they do. And it's nothing short of evil. Nothing short of killing babies in real time. And I mean, just enacting the hatred on the earth that they're always known for enacting, just in a way that we can't hide from anymore, in a way that they can't cover anymore. So as their reputation sullies and more people gain a healthy disrespect for them and what they do, you'll start to see it slowly but surely fall apart for them, because it's never going to go back to the way it was. And they need it to go back to the way it was in order for them to have the stranglehold that they've had. So it's going to take time. Unfortunately, the people of Palestine don't have that kind of time. And that's the sad part about it. By the time these assholes are bankrupt, Palestinians will be long gone. And that's exactly what I think the government and all of those surrounding the circumstance are fine with. I'm not. I'm definitely not. And I've been calling that for a while, if you've been following me close enough. There's a lot of people waiting to pick up the pieces. They don't care if the Zionists succeed or not. They'll stand on whatever side they need to stand on to put themselves in a position to have their chess pieces moved in the right direction. There are more evils in place than just the Zionists, I guarantee you that. A lot of times the circumstances right here will make you think that the only evil in place is the Zionists, but you're going to find evil everywhere. And unfortunately, people who will comply with evil just the same. So that's why staying prayed up and staying sane and staying in your right mind at all times is really the only way around this nonsense, because there's a lot of future confusion that I'm certain is on the way, based on people thinking they could trust one person that may seem like they're okay, only to find out that they ultimately will not be. It's just the nature of the devil himself. But you know, as far as how I feel about everything, man, I just gotta pray myself up, you know, make sure that there's no evil in my heart, make sure I'm not compromisable by the things that I want, to make sure that I'm of the right wants. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, things that we want in our lives, things that we desire, they put you in a position to be faced with that fork in the road, whether you want to go with the right thing and sacrifice those things, or go with the wrong things and ultimately be as the evil one. But you just gotta look at what the evil one's really about and realize that's not what you want for yourself overall. So if it means not buying Nike shoes, or not paying attention to this type of thing, or publication or whatever, not going on that website, that's probably what needs to be done in order to effectively do your part. And so it takes a great deal of discipline and a great deal of self-awareness to understand where you're being complicit with the devil, with the Zionists. And if you just mindlessly go forward in everything that's in front of you, eventually you're going to play into both of their hands. And so that's what I understand. Staying sharp and staying prayed up is essential in this process of overcoming the evil, not only around us, but the evil within ourselves. And so, would I be surprised if so-and-so is a part of something they have no business being a part of, despite showing us something different, that kind of thing? No. But I would be very disappointed if they weren't in this position to denounce whatever they should, so that they can continue having a good name. That's what I would say. Kyrie Irving, anybody else. I'm not here to tell Kyrie he can't be affiliated with this, that, and the third. Just understand that while you do, the enemy is looking to use that against you. It's the same thing I say to anybody else. Same thing I say to Kendrick Lamar. While you are affiliated however you are, know that those who are the worst gang in the world are going to use that for which your affiliation is to sully your name, try to discredit your word, and ultimately debunk the truth that comes out of your mouth. I look at Kyrie Irving and Kendrick Lamar as kindred spirits. And I know that's going to sound a little strange to people, but I've been giving this some thought. They both have undeniable God-given superpowers. Kyrie is dribbling the basketball. Kendrick Lamar, it's rapping. Neither one of them can be touched at what it is that they're greatest at. They both apparently are affiliated however they are, but also walk around as Hebrew Israelites. Black individuals who know themselves and are firmly in position to give the truth to people whose eyes are closed. You know what I mean? Both slight of stature, but monsters in what it is that they do. Arguably the most talented individuals to ever walk the earth in the specific areas where their superpowers lie. They're kindred. Kendrick Lamar, Kyrie Irving, K. You understand what I'm saying? And they're both on my prayer list and have been for years. And I just understand that, you know, the enemy's going to always try to attack people like that. When God gives you something special, makes you famous, gives you a superpower, so to speak, make it so that you're the best at something in the whole world and it's undeniable. There's going to be a lot of things out there meant to both prop you up and put you in a position to be narcissistic. Enemies that are going to try to weaponize themselves against you so that the worst will come out of you, so that your demons will come out of you. People who are going to be yes men in your life, who will then indeed tell you you're the best at what you are, but that you should love yourself more than the world around you, or think of yourself more so than the preservation of others because of your superpower, so to speak. There's always going to be these things that are going to come at them that are not going to be any good, that are meant to try to destroy them from the inside out. You understand what I'm saying? It's always going to be a hard path for people like that to stay on the right side of the game, because at the end of the day, the enemy needs them not on the right side of the game, so to speak. The enemy needs them to be compromised to no end, so that God cannot use what it is that he gave them to be who it is that he wanted them to be. He made them both very spiritually inclined. You know, the third eye is open, both of them. They've both been given a very, very special gift. You understand what I'm saying? And a certain oneness with the world, and both considered to be mercurial in their, or weird in their walks of life. But when they do what it is that you know they're great at, people stand in awe. The whole world is in awe of them. And when they both pop out and show people who they are, we recognize the strength within them. Kendrick, Kyrie. So that's really what comes to mind, man. I've been thinking about that for a long time. And I wish both of them brothers the best. They both married to women that kind of look like they could be related to one another. Their kids look like they could be related to one another. Like, this is not, this ain't minor what I'm trying to pray together here. What I'm seeing here. I know I'm not the only person who sees it. But I can tell you, I can't name one person I've ever seen that dribbles a basketball better than Kyrie Irving. And I can't name one person I've ever seen that actually raps better than Kendrick Lamar. I actually can't. Now, whether or not you want to call these people the greatest at what they do, I'm not here to say that they are or they're not. I'm just telling you that when it really comes down to what it is they're good at, I've never seen anybody be better, greater than either one of them. Not really. Not at what they're specifically great at. Nobody. And I just hope that their lives and their legacies in the path that it should be on when God gives you something as great as he's been given those guys. And when you have the awareness and the intentions that they appear to have to wake others up. And don't let whatever affiliations or whatever past drag them to the hell that the enemy ultimately wants them in. You know what I'm saying? It's important both of them get as far away from the devil's webs as humanly possible, in my opinion. Just like the rest of us, but definitely for people who've been given things so special as those two. You got to get away from that. Even if you got people you love in it, even if you love it yourself, if it's not riddled in something that's going to keep you in a place for which the enemy can't touch you, if it's going to be a bridge for which the enemy can walk over to get to you, you got to burn it down. If you're one of those type of people, it's very important you do that. And so that's what comes to mind, man. And for those who believe in these type of individuals, like really believe in them, you got to help them with that. You can't be coming out telling everybody what their transgressions or what their affiliations may be. If you're on their side and you want to see them succeed in what it is that God truly has for them to do, you can't drag them back into the places that they need to not be in. You can't do that. And I think a lot of people sheepishly do that because they don't see the harm in it. But it's harm in that. It's harm in that. It may not be nothing for you, regular Joe Blow, to say my affiliations are this. But for a person like Kyrie or a person like Kendrick, their affiliation, the understanding and the world's view on what they do has to be damn near pristine to keep the enemy that hates them off them. Keep them Zionist bastards that kill babies off of them. Same devil. And the next ones that come after them, the next great K's, the next great individuals that have them special talents, and it's not many, but you got to do the same thing. You got to walk away from what otherwise the enemy has set up for you to be destroyed by. You have to walk away from it in order to fulfill your purpose on this planet. So that's something I wanted to say, man. I hope that message gets to both of them brothers, man. It ain't about turning a negative into a positive when it comes to stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. Not when it comes to that, not when it comes to you. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say, man. I'm glad that was the way said the way I wanted to say it. I just see that differently than I think many may. And I just know what they're up against. I know how treacherous the enemy is. And how prevalent a weapon like those two can be in the hands of the enemy. And if they think they can't compromise those type of energies, they will definitely try to humiliate them and destroy them slowly. Because it ain't just about eliminating them. It's about making an example of them. You understand what I'm saying? Anything worth having is worth destroying if you're the enemy. That's always what it is. If God loved it, he hated it. If God made it special, he wants to discredit it and destroy it. If God made it unique and there's no two of them anywhere in the world, and it can affect others thinking the way people move in a positive light, believe me, it wants to discredit it and ultimately sully its image in the eyes of anyone in sight. That's always its intention with people like Kendrick and Kyrie. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching.